Are we live? I don't know. Let's find out. It's Friday. It's freaking Friday. Do the Fridays. We have to make sure that we are live. I can see that something is happening on YouTube. Ooh, I got audio. Well, this seems to be working out nice. I can see that something is happening on YouTube. Boom. Oh, let's mute this. So, no issues today, I guess. That means we can get right down to the business. And what is that all about? Well, let me tell you, this video right now, I am gonna evaluate this week's challenge, which has been all about consciousness. First, let me just set the ground. Consciousness, what is that and why should you care? Well, it's the first and number one most important thing you can do to develop yourself. It's the one key thing that lies the ground floor for all other personal development. It is what will take you to the next level. I mean, I've been doing personal development, like focus, reading books and stuff like that for more than 10 years. Oh, sorry. Audio, did you hear me? Hope so. I've been doing it intensively for more than 10 years. But this year, 7 months ago, I found the book, The 6 Pillars of Self-Esteem, which made me dig into the realm of how to develop self-esteem. And the first pillar there is how to increase your level of consciousness, because that's what this guy, Nahaniel Branden, says. That's the most important thing. So I'm a bit skeptical and thinking, well, I'm gonna give it a chance and I'm gonna try it out. And so I did. And boy, it's not easy, but the reward, it's just, imagine this. You're just going about your life and things are happening. So much is happening around you. You just react to everything. That's how I used to live my life. I was just in a reactive state. Whatever landed in front of my feet, that was what was happening. I acted on that. But when you have this high level of consciousness, you're able to pause life. You're able to like in Matrix mode, slow it all down and just think clearly, objectively observe what the heck is going on in your surrounding, how you are reacting to the environment, what you're actually putting out there. That's what having a high level of consciousness enables. It's only the first step in how to react, but it's the first step that makes the following steps doable. You can't take an action, you can't take the right action if you're not actually pausing and seeing what the right path is in front of you. Like for instance, right now or 1 hour ago, I was about to do this live evaluation, and I always have a bit of fear within me when I do this. It's something that scares me. I'm putting myself out there. It's a live thing. I can't really rewind and undo what I say or do. It's gonna be out there. And it's scary as heck, but it's something I push myself to do. But so 1 hour ago I thought, well, I'm just gonna do it. I'm just gonna rip the bandage and get it over with, without having cleared my thoughts, because usually I do a workout before so I can go through what I'm gonna say and evaluate the week. But this morning, 1 hour ago, I'm just, nope, I'm gonna rip the bandage because I had taken some caffeine and whoa, what is happening? Did it stop my live? Whoa, wait. No, I'm still running. I don't understand what's happening. Sorry for this little break, but the live stream, it says that I'm not doing it anymore. Am I? Sorry for this little break. No, I am still. Okay, so where was I? My YouTube just made me miserably for a moment, but it seems like we're still going. No. Yeah, we're going. Okay, so where were we? Yeah, I I was about to just rip the bandage, but then since I have this focus of having a high level of consciousness, I was able to pause. I was just about to hit the record button, but then, hey, no, Alex, what's the ideal scenario here? You should face your fears and you should stay in the fear, because that's what I wanted to get rid of. I wanted to get out of this feeling of fear. I didn't want to live with this feeling I have to do a live stream soon, and that fills me up with all these emotions because it's scary. So that's why I wanted to do it straight away. But I paused and I asked myself, is this really what you should be doing? Wouldn't it be a better outcome, a better result if you went through the workout as you usually do? If you clear your thoughts and just went through what you want to say in this? Don't you want to put out a good video? Don't you want to be relaxed and calm? Like I'm calm now. But I was able to make that decision happen an hour ago due to having a higher level of consciousness. And again, this isn't easy. Developing a high level of consciousness, it requires grit and determination. And that's why in the beginning of this week, the Sunday video, when I presented this challenge, I said that the number one thing you can do to increase your level of consciousness is to journal. That was the whole theme of the video, and that was something that I recommended. Do 5 minutes of journaling every whole hour throughout the week. That was this week's objectives, and that is what I've been doing this week. But when I had processed the video, when I had put it out, I realized that, yeah, that is a really good thing. That's the number one thing that keeps me continuously doing this pause, consciousness check on myself. But it's not the best thing. It's not the thing that really makes you be able to pause in the life moment, because you're not going to journal when something is hitting you in the face, when you're out walking and maybe you want to approach a girl and you have these fears, so you do something else instead. That's not a good situation when you need that high level of consciousness so you can pick up on the emotions and thoughts and realizing that, hey, no, I should be facing this fear, I should be approaching this girl because I want to meet a girl. But if we have a low level of consciousness, we're gonna be so numb, we're gonna numb these emotions and feelings down, and we're not gonna do this. But in that situation, we're not gonna journal about it and write and think how we're feeling, because that was the objective. Pause, write what is happening, how are you feeling. But what this journaling practice is doing, it is implementing this little habit of continuously pulse checking yourself. It implements the cue of asking yourself how you're doing, how you're feeling, and starting to take notice of these feelings. Because when we have a low level of consciousness, we numb our feelings. We actively choose or subconsciously choose to not react or take in our emotions. And these emotions, they are created by our environment. When we are in a context, a social context, maybe we're talking to a person, we have thoughts, and we interpret these thoughts that creates emotions within us. It could be on a conscious or a subconscious level, but that can make us feel bad, that can make us feel sad, happy. It's in both ends of the spectrum. But if we numb consciousness, if we cover it up with doing other things or just bluntly choose to not, just push them down, then we can't act accordingly to them. And that is what this enables, to act accordingly with our values and beliefs, taking actions in alignment where we want to go. If I want to meet a girl, that means I need to talk to girls, that means I need to take actions in that direction. And if I practice high level consciousness, that enables me to do that. And boy, did I went on a rant there. Where were I going with this? Well, so that's like the whole benefit. And journaling, I was talking about journaling. When we journal, we implement the habit of doing this. But what I would like to add to that video is that as you do this journaling, you should think about how these emotions and feelings feel. you should start to pick up on, okay, that's like how I feel when I'm sad, so you can take that reflection out to the context when you're not actually journaling, when you're going about your life, when you're perhaps in a conversation or just after a conversation, and ask yourself, how am I doing? Or like right now, 1 hour ago when I was about to do a live stream, I just pushed, it literally feels like I'm pushing a pause button, and I just zoom out. It gets, I don't know, it feels like the world just stands still and I can think clearly. And I just ask myself, hey Alex, you are being kind of reactive right now. What should you really be doing? What's the action that really gives you the result you want to have? What's the thing that is the right thing to do right now? Or maybe it's just about acknowledging that you're feeling in a certain way. Maybe you can't do anything about it right now, but you can have this inner dialogue. You can be your own best friend and talk to yourself and saying, yeah, okay, Alex, I mean, this is a hard situation for you right now. Maybe you had fail or something like that. You can just be your own best friend and talk yourself some sense. It's truly incredible. It's something you can't do if you don't pause life, because then this will just nag on and it will color everything you do with anxiety. Because the thing is, you can't go on with your doing without being affected by the thing you should do. You may think that covering up with other work and just doing other things that you shouldn't do is a resolution, but it's not, because it's still gonna linger within you until it's addressed. You're not gonna be doing other things, and clearly it's just gonna be a temporary cover-up. Maybe a super long temporary cover-up, but it's still just a cover-up for what you should be doing, and it drags your mood and everything down. And so for me right now this week, the theme kind of been, this is a way for us to face our fears so we can actually go about doing our life, because I guess that's the overall end goal here. I want to be fearless in one sense. We can never be fearless, but I want to be able to control my fear, to be able to take actions even though fear is around me. I want to embrace fear. I want to be able to stand in the fear, but taking actions regardless of what that fear is doing to me, because I want that fear to do nothing to me. Maybe add a little bit of excitement, but I don't want it to dictate the actions I take, because that means the fear is controlling my life, and I don't want that to happen. I want to live the life I want to live, truly, to have the potential to live. And I can't do that if the fear is having a vital role in the actions I take. That's like we develop self-esteem here on this channel because we want to live the life we want to live, but the fear is like the number one thing that controls our life. But by developing a high level of self-esteem, we take control of our fear. They go hand in hand. It's two key things that needs to be skill developed. And as I said, this week the kind of initial focus was, we do this so we can control our fears. But it is equally important for our ability to stay productive and take the actions we need to take. Last week, I'm in a new work role. I've been starting to doing some marketing, so I've had a lot of new work tasks, meetings, and things I need to do, and it for sure has put me in a uncomfortable situation. I'm out of my usual context, and it's scary as heck. It's still fun as heck, but specifically when we are out of our comfort zone, we easily get into this high increased level of stress mood. We start to be reactive. We do things that are easy just to feel productive, but maybe it's not the thing that we really need to do, because when we're stressed, our reactive mood goes up. You see, they work in parallel. If we are more, worked up, stressed, we are less able to take the right actions, because we are reactive. That's the whole deal. But if we're able to pause, we can take the right actions. And that's also why I'm not doing coffee anymore. I only do green tea. When when we're drinking coffee, we increase our stress levels in our body, and it makes us it makes us more reactive, and that is something that makes us lose control. And when we increase our level of consciousness, we more clearly see these alarm clocks going off. When I feel stressed, I start to eat uncontrolled. I start to get tied up. I start to have like my thoughts running all over the place. I have these little cues that I can pick up on, and I can say, oh, now that is happening. That means I'm starting to be reactive. I'm starting to have a low level of consciousness. So when those alarm goes off, that means I hit the pause button. I just, Alex, what is happening? Are you doing what you really should be doing? How are you feeling? Why are you feeling the way you're feeling? Is there something you're not doing right now? Just having this inner dialogue, and that's also why I think it's so great to do the journaling, because then I'm really able to articulate what is going on. Because when I'm doing this, as I talked about in the introduction video, when I'm doing this internal mind talk, when I pause in action, then it's easy to lose that slow-mo emotion, slow-mo happening. Then you can, if you're super stressed and like woo, it's harder to hold that pause button, especially when you haven't developed this high level of consciousness, because you realize that, or you get the feel, or it's just when you have a higher level of consciousness, you're able to pause easier. But in the beginning, when you start doing this, it's so hard. And that's why, again, I push for starting the journaling practice, because then it's easier to hold the pause button, to write out what is happening, to ask yourself, if I had a higher level of consciousness, how would I react right now? That's a super good question to ask yourself. If I had a higher level of consciousness right now, what would I be doing? Do that. And again, use journaling parallel to these other things, like trying to just close your eyes and experience what you're feeling within. And also meditation is a super good tool to increase your level of awareness. I actually do like a walking meditation. I put on some meditation music, and when I walk, I try to just go into the state where I am when I do my sitting down meditation. I try to just let the thoughts go when I listen to this calm music, and I just say, release, release, release. And that's the thing I picked up from Brendon Burchard, a guy on personal development. But when I feel like I don't have time to sit down for some meditation, which has actually been more and more the case lately, I do these walking meditation sessions, and they are really nice as well. I have some links down there for you to dig into this topic of how to increase awareness, consciousness from other people. Leo Gura has a short video, 15-minute video, on how you do this in the more meditation state. And there's tons of good material out there. But if you're new to this, again, I just have to come back to journaling being the key, the easiest tool to start with. You don't have to do it every hour, but do it as often as you can, and it just starts to create that habit of being able to pause life and do the pulse check, take in your emotions and thoughts, and ask yourself if you're doing what you really should be doing. And you see, this is the first step to increasing a high level of self-esteem, as I started out with saying in this video. It's all based on the book The Six Pillars of Self-Esteem by Nahaniel Branden. It's just incredible, and it is what I've been doing, super focused. But like the last month, I started to focus in more on these social fears challenges, because I had done so much work on these 6 pillars that the book is based on. And I had, like this week, 1 week focus on only doing consciousness, and I did that repetitively. But when you have the intense focus, it's so developing. And when I stopped doing that, I kind of dropped off a little bit on doing these practices, so I thought I refreshed it a little bit. So we'll see how we go further, if maybe I do the second pillar next week again, or maybe if it's an all in on consciousness developing stuff, or well, then it would be the second pillar. See, you have the 6 pillars. Let me just name them for you. Increasing your level of consciousness, the practice of self-acceptance, the practice of self-responsibility, the practice of living purposefully, the practice of self-assertiveness, and the practice of integrity. Those 6 pillars are the key things that will increase your level of self-esteem, and boy, does that serve your life well. It's just incredible how much more I enjoy my life and I go after the things I want, and just sense of purpose and well-being. It's uncomparable to 1 year ago. I'm not gonna go on a rant exposing my emotions on this topic, because it's just you would just shut down the video straight away. But boy, it's a gold nugget. But with those words, I'm gonna kind of close this video down. Still haven't posted all my girl approaching videos on the challenge I did last week, approaching 7 girls. So you don't know how that ends yet. But I will be posting them the following week. As I said, I'm in a new role at my work, so it's a lot of things going on there, and it's super fun and exciting. But we do have a limited amount of time and energy, and I want to have a high level of quality on these videos. That's why I've chosen to not like push them out as soon as they're kind of ready. I'm trying to like fine-tune them before actually releasing them. I hope you appreciate that choice of action. I mean, if you don't, let me know and maybe I'll change things again. But with those words, I'm closing this video down. The next week's challenge will be posted Sunday. We'll just have to see what it's going to be about. I'm going to leave you hanging there, a little bit of a cliffhanger, but something will be out. Promise you that. But with those words, with those words, I'm for the 3rd time saying I'm closing this video down. I thank you so much for watching. My name is Alexander Sebastian Nilsson. I'm a Swedish guy vlogging about personal development, facing my fears, developing self-esteem, because that's just something I love doing. And if you like to join my journey, if you want to have a similar journey, maybe share some experiences with me, do hit the subscribe button so we can join forces and have a fun journey together. Thank you again for watching. Bye guys. Now I'm just gonna find the stop button. That's kind of awkward when I say bye and then it takes time.